Love it. Everybody would love it.
Unlike Bing Bong, and it's time for the Bennington Show, the only father-daughter radio show in the history of radio. Knicks, Spurs, Brunson, Wemby, Dolan, whoever owns the Spurs, nothing will ever be the same. I'm Chris Stanley, and I wonder if Timothy's going to be there. It's Ron Bennington, Gail Bennington.
Rabbit, it is the Bennington Show, the only father-daughter radio show in the history of radio. I'm Gail Bennington.
I'm Ron Bennington, and yes, I did miss Rabbit this morning by minutes. By minutes, I started talking, and then minutes later, hey, Rabbit came up, and I'm like, oh, fuck, you know?
I feel like if you just recognize it, if you recognize it's the rabbit.
It's not the way it works.
It's not like get up.
There's rules to the universe. And it didn't work for me this month. Anyway, happy June, everybody. It's pretty exciting.
Yes. Happy Pride Month, which I want to tell you, Ron, that today I saw Earl in the booth, and I was like, oh, it's Pride Month. And his response was, it's also Black Music Month. And I went, Earl, you didn't even give a moment for pride, okay? You got to give one moment for pride.
Why wouldn't you use Black Music Month as Black History Month?
The history of black music. Shouldn't
Everybody
that be in the
would
same
love
month?
it. Everybody would love it because enough Harriet Tubman. We've already heard the story. It's great. But, I'd like to hear a little more about the Four Tops. How did they get started?
Right. Also, Earl, I will allow it, but you can only celebrate gay black artists. That's the rule.
Yeah. I do have some plans for Pride Month this year. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going down to the White House. They put together an all-male wrestling review.
Whoa!
All guys going crazy. Get them.
Yes, queen.
Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's really hot.
There's no one in the White House to warn them, hey, you've put together this fucking weird bear festival during Pride Month.
Not this heated wrestlery.
We've got plenty of time to get to it. I know that Earl is almost next to himself, ready to puke, nervous. So many of my New York friends are just like, they can't even think. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about can't think. Big time comics are like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to get this close and not get it. My whole life will be destroyed.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, what about your 10 specials? Does that help at all?
Nope. That means nothing now.
But I totally get it. I will not do any ball busting. What's it help? Okay? What's it help to bust balls on your friends?
It doesn't.
Why can't I be supportive of them? Yeah. Do I care about the Knicks? No, not really. Never have. I mean, I love the Villanova connection. Sure. Do I think this is the sweep that New Yorkers are yelling? Sorry, I've watched the other games.
Yes.
So I think it's going to be a tough and exciting playoff. I wouldn't bet it. I would not put money on this.
I agree with that. I do think that it's going to be pretty thrilling playoffs, but that's not comforting if you're a fan of either team. Like, you don't want thrilling. You want to win.
Yeah, you want to be, hey, we're playing Atlanta again. We're playing fucking Philly. This is the easiest thing that's ever happened in our lives. We're the best. Let's try to climb up a pole like we live in Philly. By the way, number one Knicks fan not here today, Chris Stanley, taking a personal day.
Yes, he is.
For himself to get ready for his trial. So I think I don't want to go into what it's about. Right. But he could be looking at some serious time here.
You know, he has to get his head in the game. I know that. Because he's defending himself, which I'm concerned about.
He's defending his life. But Earl, on a scale 1 to 10, how nervous are you?
I'm a big fat 10. I just want this thing to get started and to get rolling. I'm I just can't believe that it's June and we're talking Knicks basketball right now. And I just wanted to get it going. But I am a wreck. I can't.
So you're happy either way. Just being here, just being nominated is plenty for you.
No, that's enough for you.
You can't get here and not win it. I mean, like I can't even talk about them not winning it. That's how. Well, I was like, they're going to win this thing. I feel. I got to just keep.
So you feel confident then?
I feel really confident that they're going to win this thing. Nervous but confident.
This is the problem with this, right? So when you're that much of a homer, sports analysis goes out the window, right?
Of course, yeah.
And so many of the people who do big time sports grew up in New York. So we have people that their job is to, hey, tell us, the ins and outs of this game. Tell us. They can't.
Yeah.
They're fucking wearing their lucky underwear for fucking last 40 days. They're grown men. And they're acting like children because they can't let go of their team.
Yeah, the anxiety level and just the fandom, just like going crazy about, and they just go through the whole history of the franchise. They just can't look at the games as the games.
But that's their job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think if I was running ESPN, I'd say, do you have any favorite teams? And as soon as they told me, I go, I'm sorry, we can't hire you.
You can't. Actually, we prefer you don't even really like the sport.
We prefer that you were just sitting there looking at numbers.
Yeah, but even the long-time guys, like they kept trying to get something out of Mike Breen from who calls the Knicks games, and he's trying to be diplomatic, and he can't because he's seen this team through thick and thin.
Who's the woman that calls those games?
Christ. She's really good, and I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Oh, isn't that Earl?
Oh, yeah, so classic.
He's got all the praise in the world for Mike Breen. But a lot of times they'll put the video on those two. She is so good about not talking over. And you will see her silently going crazy while he's explaining, the 3-point fucking shot that was made. There's no like, yes, no, you know what I mean? Like, you want to, there's so many guys that can't shut the fuck up.
She's a
while
pro.
the action's happening.
Yeah, she's really, really good.
Yeah, Monica McNutt.
What?
Monica McNutt is the one of the
McNutt?
Yes.
McNutt.
I want you to send her a very big basket of nuts.
Yes.
Telling her that I appreciate her professionalism.
Yes. And then, P.S., we're nuts about you.
Right.
And she'll get the pun, the name, the nuts, everything.
I was watching, as I'm apt to do, baseball highlights from the 70s. And there's a walk-off home run, not Reggie, but one of the other guys. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
And you just hear Howard Cosell yelling, "It's gone! It's gone!" during the other guy's call. He wasn't the play-by-play on it.
Oh, wow.
But he can't not be the guy who comes running in, like a little kid yelling, "Dad got fired," instead of letting him explain himself.
Right. You were talking about the kind of magical thinking of fandom.
Crazy.
That you've kind of lost your mind a little. And I'm curious, which sports fans do you think have that the most? Like, my instinct is baseball because there's a lot, like, it seems like there's like a lot of jinxes and rituals with the fandom. But do you think it's baseball?
Football gets pretty fucking crazy. I mean, because there's so few games, every game matters. And that's the things where you're seeing a lot of dads destroy their TVs in front of the families.
That scares me.
I mean, I get weirded out by people who suit up in their own fucking house when there's no one else to see them.
But you know what's weird about the TV thing? The amount of times we've seen them. I mean, you can literally watch a supercut of men destroying their TVs in front of their family and friends as they view a game. And the first time I ever saw that, I was like, oh, that's a psychopath. Like, that's a crazy person. And then you see how many times it's happened over the course of sports. Are they learning this from each other, or is this a natural instinct of a man to destroy their own property?
First of all, if you do it, you're going viral because people find it hilarious. Right. Second of all, TVs are not that expensive.
That's really, I guess, the truth of it.
Let's see you run out front and knock out your fucking windshield. The guy probably already has a TV ready to go. And a lot of those things, I feel like we don't know if they've recorded this and are just doing it after the fact. Right. So I'm calling, hey, no more shit. Okay, guys?
Yes.
Let's do this. We're into the back end of 26. Let's stop this shit.
I love the idea of being like, if you really want to take it seriously, don't smash your cheap ass TV, your windshield, right. And make Safe Flight Repair, Safe Flight Replace head out to you.
It's a pain in the ass for that repair
very
to take
expensive.
Place.
Very expensive.
Here's our good buddy and Super Knicks fans, Ezra.
Hi, Ezra.
Bing bong, bing bong.
This is the most melodic bing bong I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was really nice. But he hears it all day.
Yes, it's true. He knows bing bong better than anyone.
What's up, Gail? How you doing?
Hey, man.
How's it going?
Listen. Well, first, I want to get to that magical thinking that you brought up, but I want to remind everybody first. Earl originally said the Knicks would fail in the finals.
He did.
Why would you say that? I wonder why.
I was going strictly on the teams that were in the conference. OKC looked unbeatable. They looked fantastic. I'm like, man, this is gonna be tough to beat these guys. But they showed their ass.
Maybe.
And they didn't show their ass.
They played their ass
and got beat by a guy who was the future of the NBA.
True.
Right.
That is very true. Wendy's.
Don't take things away from the winners. I know you want to win.
This is Mr. I've been waiting 50 years for a championship. But suddenly he's convinced after one game.
Right.
This team had been building up for the last 4 years. But anytime you talk about the Yankees, they're going to rebuild, reload, step back, patty whack.
This is a good impression.
Gives the dog a bone.
Yes.
All right, let's ask you this, Earl. You suddenly get a team. You get to pick anybody in the league. Do you pick Brunson or do you pick Wemby?
Who do you pick?
I'm picking Brunson. You need a good point guard. You need a great point guard.
Do you understand that you're the kind of owner that people hate? Wemby is younger and he's 7'4" and he could shoot from fucking downtown.
He's Andre
It's going
the
to take a
Giant's
team
height.
against team.
But it is a guard.
He's elegante. No, a guard isn't the most important person on the fucking team. Absolutely not. Ezra, you're an actual fan. Are you going out of your mind right now?
Listen, on to what Gail was talking about. I don't believe in jinxes. I've never been superstition guy. Last week, though, I fell into it immediately. First, it was I wasn't going to talk about it. I didn't want to talk to anybody about it because I genuinely felt if I talked, the Knicks would fail. By the end of the week, I'm telling you, I caught myself saying to myself, okay, if I hold my breath and don't let my air out, the Knicks will win. Like and then I'm like, man, what are you doing? What are you talking about? I'm literally trying to work out if I don't breathe, the Knicks will win.
Yeah.
At that point, I knew I was done. I've reached craziness town.
Look, Ezra, I do not judge.
Yeah.
I feel like whatever you need to get through this, it's like giving birth. You need a magic rock in there or a picture of Jesus. I'm not going to tell you something doesn't work. Take it.
I agree with you on this. And I feel like people have a special shirt. You start to think about it. You're like, why would a special shirt help you win something? Because it makes you feel like you would. Like if it sets your mind in the right place, then it does work. That's really the thing. It's not the shirt is magical. It's the power of the state of mind that you're in.
People are always saying to me, why do you take a nap with two handguns? I feel better.
I know, but we don't. We're concerned. We feel uneasy.
Just don't come fucking walking up on me. Hey, I'm going to ask you guys something. I'm going to ask why we got Ezra. And Earl, you're in on this too. I was looking at a podcast where a guy said, I've never seen a black person eating soup. And I was like, well, that sounds... And then I'm like, I couldn't think of it. A time that I've been out with a black guy who goes, let me start with some soup. Jews?
Yes.
I've never been out that they didn't have soup.
It's a requirement, I believe, for them.
Ezra, what's the deal with black people in soup?
Ezra just dropped.
Ezra, no.
Oh, Ezra. Earl, I'm going to ask you, but you have no answer. You're trying to guess.
Here's the thing. I'm concerned because if you remember when he said everyone's favorite thing at the cookout was cabbage, and we've never heard any other person back that up again, I'm worried about asking him. But I still... Go ahead, Earl. What's the deal with soup?
Yeah, it's just never part of your dining experience. If you're a black person, he's like, you could have soup at home.
Why? The question is,
why? I think one of the things is like there was always that thing where if you ordered soup, you didn't have any money to pay for your check, so it was like the cheapest thing on the menu item.
I can't be that.
First of all, I'm not saying order it as an entree, but
Yes.
I worked with Neil Rosen, a really great, legendary broadcaster. Mm-hmm. And he was older when I met him, and he was a single fellow, but did enjoy trips to Italy, where anything but anal was still straight.
Not Neil Rosen, though. Who are we talking about?
Oh, fuck, I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. Neil in Miami. Jesus Christ, I'm so mad right now.
Neil Rogers?
Give me the buffering signal.
Okay.
Neil Rogers, the great Neil Rogers.
Okay, good.
But also I could put Neil Rosen in this exact same thing.
That's why it took me a moment to go, wait, maybe it is Neil Rosen.
So Neil Rogers said to me, it's not dinner if you don't start with soup. I can't go out to dinner and not start with soup. And I go, Neil, you live in Miami. Heat, humidity. 11 months out of the year, it's not soup time here. He doesn't care.
No. Here's the interesting thing. I'm not anti-soup. I mean, soup has its time and place. But I realize I very rarely start a meal with a soup if I'm out to dinner because I'm so pro sharing apps and soup is not a shareable app. So that's usually why. I almost never do it when I'm at a restaurant.
A lot of people hate to share apps now. I'm not one of them.
Not me.
I may have made you, as a child, made you mistaken to think that everybody wants to share apps.
They don't.
They don't.
That's how I like to do it.
Fezzi fucking hated sharing apps. And just the thought of somebody going, oh, can I have a bite of that? He had to work himself up to let me do it.
Right.
But somebody else, no, wasn't going to work that way. Now, I don't know about your hobo thing with soup. I'd never heard that before, Earl. But you say you could always eat soup at home.
Yes, you could.
Do you eat soup at home, Earl? Or I'm going to think I'm crazy because I've never pictured you going home and having some soup.
Yeah, in the wintertime, if it's cold and you don't really want to, eat, or you don't want to eat.
What soup?
Just
I would have
soup?
Have chicken noodle and minestrone.
Minestrone.
Now, out of a can?
Out of a can, yeah.
That's not a soup eater.
Would you make a soup? Would your family ever do a homemade soup?
It was always out of a can. My mom would never make a homemade
Out of
soup.
your can?
But it was always out of the can.
No, I don't know.
So
if
don't
you guys
like
are
soup. That's what we're talking about
Yeah.
there. Like nobody that's blown away by soup. Remember when the soup Nazi was big after Seinfeld?
Yes.
He was right near us at NEW. So we'd always go over, send somebody over to get some soups. Earl always said no.
Interesting.
and these were expensive small soups.
Yes, I loved all of the bisques there. Crab and lobster.
Lobster
both.
bisque.
Yeah.
Once I had the lobster bisque, it was very difficult not to order the lobster bisque every single
Agreed.
time.
Yeah. I have also ordered the mulligatawny because that was what Elaine Bennis was a big fan of there. But truly, it's the bisques that I wanted.
Mulligatawny. That's what Newman said.
Mulligatawny.
By the way, nice weekend for me because HBO ran one of those Curb marathons
Nice.
just around the clock.
Great.
And I'm like, I don't know who started the marathon. There are only X amount of shows that could pull it off. But no matter where I am in the day, 3 o'clock in the morning, I put on HBO and I'm going to see some Curb.
Nice. Oh, that's a delight. It's a delight when you're able to jump into something like that.
Do you remember? Because I think the first show to ever do this and like run the complete marathon of a season was Real World. I can't think of anything before.
It's so weird because like that's my first experience. In fact, I was a huge Real World fan. However, I did not watch the first season live. I watched that, I believe, just a Real World marathon and then caught up by season 2. And I was obsessed with that show. I mean, I was sick obsessed for so many seasons. I guess probably it would have been up to Hawaii, maybe? Is that what it was? But yeah, there were many seasons that I got very into. But that was my first experience with it. And I was like, I'm not leaving the television today. That's right. Having problems with screen time existed before iPads and tablets.
100%.
I spent several days of my summer in front of the TV watching nonstop Real World episodes.
Elliot in Ohio.
Hey, it's June 1st. I want to wish Black Earl and the Ghost of Fess Watley a happy Charlie Pride Month. And Earl,
That's a
I've always
great idea.
wondered,
Charlie Pride Month. Mm-hmm.
was Charlie Pride ever an honorary or maybe a non-voting member of the Black Rock Coalition?
Earl?
Honorary. We consider country music an extension of rock. Yes, we love Charlie Pride.
What's your favorite songs? Which one do you celebrate?
And me, I was never really familiar. My fathers loved Charlie Pride, but not familiar with.
So you're saying it's great, but you haven't heard it. You're just going because he's black. I got it. That's fair. I see a lot of white supremacists doing that too.
Do you feel like it's bisexual erasure that I didn't get a happy Pride? Kind of feels like it to me.
100% Pride is for the men. Everybody
It's only
should
the
understand
men.
that.
Wait, if Earl really were to explore the concept of asexuality, he would be allowed to celebrate Pride because that is considered in that plus area. There is an asexual flag that's included in Pride.
I tried to get Fez to join the asexual movement, and then I go, when you're comfortable, you can move on to gay.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And then he said something that would probably be considered, kind of bad under today's things. But Charlie Pride Month, our caller from Ohio. Mm-hmm. Oh, me, oh, my, oh. Look at Miss Ohio riding around with a rag top down. She says she wants to do right, but not right now. You know who did that song, Earl?
I do not know.
Charlie fucking Pride. So I know he's not part of the Black Rock Coalition. Now, Earl, how much funnier if you would have said Charlie Pride and I would have yelled, no. No, Earl. Carl, Bestchester, Westchester.
Hi, Carl.
Hello, Gail. I'm with you on not starting a meal with soup at a restaurant. For me, it's also part of it's. There's too much going on. It's an etiquette minefield, slurping and all that. But how do you feel about a New England clam chowder? Does that count as a soup?
here's the thing. I put it under a larger soup umbrella. Sure, I do. But if you were to have, like, I feel like you order a bowl of clam chowder or even a bowl of bisque, that's a meal in itself, and I'm okay with that.
But here's the thing, it's not a soup. A bisque is not a soup. A chowder is not a soup.
A house
There's
is not a
soup.
home.
A soup is not a bisque. But a bisque is not a soup. Boy, that song can actually choke me up.
No, me
But-
too.
Look, I'm going to ask you guys if this is a soup, and I'm going to give away the truth about Chris Stanley. And I don't even think you know this, Gail. So the other day, Chris Stanley orders a big bowl of mussels. And I don't know where. I mean, he probably was yelling out, "These are the cheapest mussels I've ever
Right. What a
bought
deal.
in my life." He eats the bowl of mussels, then he picks the bowl up and drinks the mussel juice. Juice, not soup.
Right.
So, and then of course he gets violently ill and he sleeps for the next 14 hours straight. Now, here's the thing. He's not a soup guy.
Right.
But if he was, he would drink too much soup at any given time.
Right. Like he would not understand what it would be like to have, let's say, a small cup of soup. He's going trough, please.
And I'm gonna give you a soup thing that you didn't bring up, and Earl, who's making up his soup things. To me, soup is not good unless you have a nice buttery roll to go with.
It's very true. And that's
Because I can't fill up on soup.
I can't think of a soup that I would not like that I would enjoy if I did not have a very nice roll or something for the dipping. Even a bisque, like that's my preference. Like something that I'm going to dunk it in.
Our buddy Eddie, staying with food. I mean, we're just locked into food and Knicks today.
Yes.
Barkers. So, Eddie from hamradio.com, he's a buddy of ours. He works at the thing. He sent me this thing that if you put eggs on any food, they become a breakfast food. So I gave him a fucking picked up his story, hit it, right? The problems that started in my life. 99% were anti the entire statement. And I'm like, what about steak and eggs? They go, one example does not make a rule. Steak, you put eggs on spaghetti, it's not a breakfast food.
I think this, that if you add eggs to any food, you at the very least have created a brunch item. Is it something that you want to make on a Monday morning and have at 7 a.m.? Probably not. But I say if you take any food, a sandwich, a pizza, what have you, and you crack an egg on the top, you've created a brunch item, and that's the actual category it belongs in.
I generally don't like to put an egg where it doesn't belong. I'm not putting an egg on a cheeseburger and pretending that it tastes better. It doesn't. I'm also normally going to go croque monsieur over croque madame.
You're kidding me.
150%.
That feels
I
sexist
want
to
the
me.
taste of the sandwich,
I am
not another taste of egg.
I'm madame or bust. Like, I'm not even sure I want a monsieur.
You're drunk.
I want the runny yolk permeating through that sandwich. That's the
What?
deal.
Then you would love it better if it was bacon and toast
Probably
and you
would.
just had an egg sandwich for yourself. All right, Ezra has called back since Deb got rid of him so fast.
Yes,
I
thank
forgot-
you,
oh,
Ezra.
we
And
were
I'm
gonna ask
sorry
him the
for the
soup
way you were
question.
treated. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Ezra. We never would have
Deb
done that
is
to you.
so cruel. She is so cruel.
In her defense, she is a Texan from San Antonio.
Listen, I call her the wonderful bulldog, so I don't mind
Yes.
anything that she does. Deb is
Yes.
best.
Yes.
But you ask about black people and soup.
Yes.
Listen, first of all, it all starts with our women. Black women are wonderful women, and they're all about taking care of health, taking care of your body. So they're always with the soup. The West Indian women, women from the South, is always about comfort. How you feeling, baby? You know.
But why don't you guys order out at a restaurant?
Because we know how to make our own.
I mean, I know how to make my own fucking cheeseburgers, but I fucking, because I'm smart that way. I can make eggs and French fried potatoes.
He's really smart. He's a genius.
You'll see a lot of black women. Sorry, go ahead.
First of all, can I tell you why I'm glad that we are having this talk? So we could sit around and learn about each other.
Yes.
It seems like the only time we talk about race in this country is when things have already gotten hot. Right away with the roast, it became about race. Of course, the Giants fucking QB, white people are making excuses for him. Black people are saying you're making excuses for the white guy. And he's not owning up to it, to own it, not just say it. I think that at one point, as Americans, we should talk about race a couple minutes every day while we're not trying to defend or attack something.
But you also know that not everyone is willing to listen. Not everyone. Everyone nowadays thinks if they admit something, they're losing ground with that thing. And everything is a battlefield, just as you said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But if I'm on a battlefield, I'm willing to say, hey, this battle isn't going too good. Maybe we should make some changes.
Right. You need to retreat sometimes.
Or just call in more firepower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you telling us what Earl tries to guess. But one of his things, and no offense, Earl, he has no respect for women. And I'll say this, why we're doing this. Ezra has too much respect for women, and he'll tell me that women are angels instead of just people.
No.
If you get the people first, I think we get along better.
What's like funny is like talking about that concept of like discussing race, learning something, or even just like having debates. Like people after he died were saying things like Charlie Kirk was a conversationalist and he just wanted to speak to young people and learn. And I'm like, I never saw him learn anything. I saw him just like dig deeper into things that I'm like, I'm not even sure he believes the thing he's saying now. He just doesn't want to lose this moment because someone has had a really good counterpoint and he can't handle it. And I don't think anyone learned from each other in those like conversations or debates.
By the way, what has happened to Turning Point? You never hear about them anymore. I don't know if they're doing gigs. Nobody wants to be involved. It got very, very weird.
Yeah.
Very, very fast.
Yeah.
And I got the perfect person who should take over that thing, and that's Dave Smith.
That would be interesting. Although the religious aspect maybe isn't his bag, right?
He can fake it.
That's true. And
just add.
They all do.
Just add.
Yeah.
Earl, when you said that you would pick Brunson over Wemby, because your entire focus this week is let's not let Wemby beat us. Let's force the other guys to beat us. Do you think they're sitting around thinking the same way about Brunson?
They're thinking about
5'4", and I love the guy. I love how humble and sweet he is. But Wemby's he's a freak.
Yeah, I mean,
he's Kareem, he's Wilt, he's Shaq.
Yep.
And a little bit of Steph too, because he can nail a three from anywhere.
Well, none of those guys could shoot from outside, but I mean, it's so much game that he has. Plus, I know you don't watch the games. Nobody in New York would watch San Antonio. Those guys were hitting fucking threes all over that last game. That last game that they played was just like you were fast forwarding a game, and then finally you just saw the spirit leave OKC.
Yeah, that was a heavyweight title fight because I mean OKC would make a run and then the Spurs would just blast them out the water. Then it was just such a give and take, and then and OKC just got overwhelmed by.
They only had so much.
Yeah, they just got completely, and then Wemby was Wemby.
Look, I'm going to say something right now about the breakfast food thing.
Yes.
Breakfast is the only meal that can be eaten at any time of the day. Okay? You could go out to a diner. Your friend at 7 o'clock at night could order scrambled eggs, bacon, hash browns, toast. It doesn't seem crazy. But 7 o'clock in the morning, if somebody's ordering spaghetti, you're calling his family. And you're asking them if he's back on drugs.
I wonder if there is a small faction of people out there
Faction
crying,
talk.
hoping that there could be a 24-hour place like that where it's like, we really cater to you wanting a full turkey stuffing and mashed potatoes at 7 a.m.
I guarantee you go into a Greek restaurant and you order that, they'll have it for you.
They will.
They will make you whatever you want. They have a menu that they say is thicker than the Bible.
Like, this is the part that I think is really interesting. So you remember the many debates about the length of time that McDonald's served breakfast. And then McDonald's is like, we're going to do it. We're going to serve breakfast the whole time. And everyone's going to be happy. And then they quietly rolled that back and went back to their original hours. Like, who were the people that because they must have a reasoning, right? Like, they do everything calculated based on money and numbers.
This is what happens if you go by social media engagement and believe that to be truth. Because a lot of people just like to say it because that's what they heard, so they keep repeating it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's like when people say fiscal conservative, socially fucking progressive. No, you're not.
Right.
I mean, there's no one fucking fiscally conservative in the government the last fucking 10 years.
Also,
so stop it.
Also, do you notice too that people who say that about themselves, like, they don't seem to have a passion about anything fiscal anyway. You know what I mean? Like they won't hit you
their
with
own fiscal.
Right, exactly. Like, they actually don't have larger opinions about money that way.
Right. Of course, most people don't even understand money.
No, of course. I don't.
There's only a couple people in the world. If we explained it, then money would have no fucking value whatsoever.
Right.
It's a made up thing. Everything people say about crypto not being real is also true of any country's money. It's just this agreed upon hallucination.
Yeah.
Now, tomorrow, you will hear a show, but it won't be live. It's something we recorded. Did we record an opening to that, Deb?
Yep, we sure did.
Mm-hmm. We did.
Does it make sense?
Yes, it does.
Because I'm back on the chain gang tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm tying off. I'm going to Port Town.
You are.
Port St. Lucie, Port Chester, Port Jeff. Doing all the ports.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's weird? And I don't really like saying this. I'd rather not. I kind of feel like, I know everyone's telling me to fight and stay positive, but I don't feel so positive about just putting a bunch of chemo on my body.
I understand that completely. I definitely do.
But here's the thing. My goal is to be very elegant.
Elegant. I like the idea.
Stuff like,
yeah.
Ron is so stoic. He's so brave.
Wow.
He does what he does without a single emotion about him.
Really?
Off he goes. Yeah, he's got a stiff upper lip, that guy. That's what I want them to say about me.
Yeah. That sounds very British. It definitely does.
But instead, I just want to run down the hall and get out of there.
Yeah, that I can relate to more. I feel like I understand that as an instinct, and I do not judge it at all. I understand you don't want to do that because I don't want you to have to do that tomorrow. I really, really don't.
And yet, I feel like you're really a big part of this.
I also didn't want to do that.
Oh, I didn't know. It seemed like you were keeping such detailed records.
It's true, but I wish that you didn't have to go through that so much.
I actually said to the team, I go, this is like the team that's running the experimental, whatever the fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
I go, look, I don't want to let you guys down. And they all looked freaked out from doctor down to the nurse. And they're like, well, we're supposed to be here for you. And I'm like, no. You're not here for me. You're here for future souls. I'm just here like, for lack of a better word, hero that's helping out strangers in the future by doing this. And then I asked them if they could refer to me as Miss Ohio.
Did they say yes?
Well, they go, why? And I go, because I'm running around with my car top down. And I want to do right, but not right now. That's one of my favorite lyrics because that has been my entire life of wanting to do the right thing, but not this afternoon.
Yeah, I feel that just deeply as a procrastinator. That I think when somebody says like an A type and a B type and somebody who's like super organized and thoughtful, I feel like there's actually two factions of the B, right? And that is a person who is like, hey man, what happens, happens. I'm running a little late. No big deal. I didn't get that thing done. It's okay because I'm living my life. And then there's a type B who desperately would love to be a type A, but does not have the tools to do it. And they might go, I'm going to zone out even though I have a bunch of things that I need to do. And now I'm just going to feel really guilty that I didn't get the thing done.
I will get it done last minute.
Yeah.
And it's probably not as good as I could have done it, but it's better last minute than you people could have done it. You have no idea how to put together 3 weeks of preparation in the last 15 minutes. And I can come as close as I can. Let's go over to Frank in the Bronx. Frank.
Hey, Frank.
Love this. I love this, mother. But I love you, pal. I got you 100%. Whatever you got to do, I'll take the fucking hit for you. I'll go in. Give me an hour of your chemo. I'll take it for you. I'm willing to do that. I just want you to know that I love you, and I'm dealing with something very ugly as well. But it's all about the Knickerbockers, baby. All about the Knickerbockers. E.T. looking Wamby is going down. Brunson will be the MVP. Maybe OG. That's what I'm predicting, pal. And I love you. I saw Bobby outside the studio like a week or two ago, so maybe one day I'll run into you over there.
I would love it. First of all, let me say this. Everything that you said, I can picture happening. I can picture everything happening all at once right now.
Yeah.
And if this does happen, I'm going to make this prediction. If Brunson steps up and plays the way he has the last couple of series, not only is he going to be a legend, but he passes Walt Clyde Frazier as the biggest legend in New York history. And the reason is most people didn't see Walt Frazier play in real time.
Right.
Very true. I feel like I'm on the fan here. WFAN!
Yeah. Everything's going to be the fan all week. You're not going to be able to get out of it. All right. Best of luck to you, Frank. I hope your team works out, and I hope everything you're going through works out. Here's Caesar from Miami.
Hi, Caesar.
Hey, Ron and everybody.
Hey.
Ron, when you mentioned Neil Rogers, I was a Neely. I listened to him. And I remember when you first came on the air in like 93, And there's a couple things that I remember that made me laugh, and I always think about it every once in a while. And you mentioned roast beef curtains, and I laughed when I heard that first time. And every once in a while now, I'll say something to somebody. I'll say roast beef, and I'll say curtains, and they look at me like I'm from outer space. But
so let me explain Neil Rogers to people. He was an older Jewish guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was out before anybody was out, and had zero fear. You know, he was okay with himself. People could say whatever they want. He didn't give a shit. I heard he did all different kinds of radio in his life, but all his radio, when I knew him, when he was older, was what was happening in that room and what was happening at that station. And he busted the balls of every fucking person, whether they were on the air or not. He laid out management on a daily fucking basis, gave out private details about them. And I can't even explain why it was as fascinating as it was.
Now, what was management's feelings towards him? Like, did they love it? They knew it worked, or was it contentious?
They loved the ratings.
Right. Okay.
So they ate shit for ratings. You know, it's just flat out ate shit. But he would do things where he would go, let's make drops. And people would call in and they would spend the entire thing. Is this a funny drop? You know what I mean? And it would just be like, oh, Neil. Yeah, I think that works. All right, we'll keep that one for tomorrow. And they would just make up the drops
Oh my God,
that some
that's so
stupid
funny.
production person was supposed to do in the off hours. Also, he was so fucking tough on the air. But when you saw him in the hallway, you would sit and talk to him. He'd be so soft-spoken. He had the gentlest little handshake. He'd be like, oh, I love what you're doing. You know, the shit that's going down, but you're the best, buddy. It's great to see you. And then I would go down to my office and turn on the radio, and Neil would be doing 10 minutes of how he can't get to his fucking studio because I stop him every day and fucking pester him.
That is so funny.
You remember Bob Lassiter, right?
I
in
do.
Tampa?
Yes.
Neil was his mentor. Neil brought him into the business.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think brought him into the business, but at least was always there for them. And Bob was another one of those guys. We don't have talk radio guys like this. It's like, think if Tim Dillon did not have a glint in his eyes while he said the things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you didn't really get that Tim was just having fun.
Right. That's a good point.
And Bob would just lay out everything all the time.
Yeah.
Just constantly just attacking. And he told me once that he said if his phones aren't moving because he was in Florida, he would be, it's time to get rid of Social Security. Or you should lose your license at age 69. You know what I mean? Something that he
Something
knew
to work up the older folks, yeah.
would make them fucking crazy.
That's perfect. That's really funny. I remember his voice so distinctly.
Oh,
He
yeah,
just
great
had
voice.
just a really, really great, soothing voice. I guess he came on right after you, right? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
In those days, yes.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about him. Again, off air, sweet, empathetic, gentle man. Both those guys, I would say, off air, were introverted. You know what I mean?
Right.
On the air, you couldn't touch them. They didn't give a shit what you said to them. They didn't give a shit what you attacked. Didn't matter. Off the air, they just, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go get some soup.
just some soup, because that's what we do.
Here's a weird thing. So I got contacted a couple days ago by somebody who does stuff for Playboy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said to me, have you ever intersected with Playboy in your life? If you have, I'll be able to do something for you, and I'll get you a little publicity or whatever. And I go, oh shit, I haven't thought about this in years. But a girl, they did some kind of the ladies of shock radio or something. And a girl, Shelley Jones, that used to do our show, but occasionally when she was in town, she was from Miami, but she would come up to Tampa Bay. I go, she was in it, and then our picture was in Playboy magazine with her because she got the cover of Playboy magazine.
What?
And he goes, you're shitting me. He goes, I know exactly where that is, blah, blah, blah. So he just sent me the thing. Deb, I don't know if we can add it to stories.
I would love to
All right.
see it.
Yeah,
I
so
vaguely remember this too.
yeah, you would have been a little bit on the young side, but
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Now, honestly, I know a lot of women who were Playboy centerfolds because it was Florida, and most of them, they would marry somebody famous, or they would get on Married with Children. They would do different things, and their life would be great, and they were all great people. Shelley went kind of in the opposite direction. She was incredibly ambitious. She was like, and I mean that in a real positive. She's had this hustle that people brag about today, the young people. She would get her stuff out there. So she was the one who submitted everything, blah, blah, blah. And she gets this, and, you get to do appearances and stuff. And then she kind of parlayed that into traveling around the country as the featured act in adult clubs, right? So they used to, I don't know if they still do, but if somebody was a draw, it's like a comedian. They would come in for a week and headline with the locals who work there all the time, yeah. So, and a lot of those girls from Canada and stuff would do our show. So she did that, and she did some straight-to-video stuff, and she was always saving her money. And then she opened up her own club in Miami. And she was one of like a handful of people, women, that were in that business. It was a very tough business, a lot of weird shit.
Sure.
And eventually, I think somebody firebombed their fucking place.
Whoa.
I mean, Miami was and is not as fucking cute as it looks during the daytime.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking people that, make some strange decisions down there. A lot of people don't give a shit if they make it through this week not going to jail or dying. All right, so here's the picture, Gail. Send it to your phone. And that's her taking a nice shower.
Oh, yes.
That's her on the cover. And that's her sitting next to me doing radio. I also think Playboy put up a picture where the three of us were just standing there in the regular, hey, I'm here with a guest look.
Right.
But as you can see, just a beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, she's stunning.
Yeah. And she was pretty young when all this happened. And then weirdly, of course, she went off and had her career, and I hadn't seen her for a long time. And then when me and Fez were leaving New York and going to Washington, D.C., Johnny threw a listener party for us at the Hard Rock on 57th Street. And we were hugging people, and we were saying, we'll be back, all that kind of shit. Because you couldn't, And then I look up, and Shelley's just standing in front of me. I'm like, what the fuck? And it had been well over 10 years.
Yeah.
And she was just like, yeah, I saw this online or something.
Was she living in the city?
Came by. No, I think she was visiting the city. And
wow, how strange.
Just saw it somewhere on whatever the fuck happens. And that was the last time I saw her. But it was like freaked me out completely. Because, we were buds.
Wow, that's so crazy. I really can't believe that story too about her club. I mean, first of all,
Yeah, I mean, I got to be careful even when I say that because I knew something like that happened, but I don't know how exactly it went down.
right.
But that's really fun. By the way, speaking of really fun, I got a present from Foggy Otis. See, here's the thing. Foggy, he did his album, right?
Yes.
And after his album, he gets a call from his record company, and they have an engineer that wants to come in and do post production for him. And he's like, it's Rob Fromboni. And I'm like, fuck, that's a familiar name. A Woodstock guy who built a studio for Dylan and the band back in the 60s. And then did, of course, engineering and producing and studio work and everything. So he's the guy. They said if there's time, he'll come in and do the post-production on your album. And, Foggy was doing backflips, hoping it was going to happen. And then it did go down. And then Foggy, he's a fan of Foggy's songwriting. So they got together for lunch or something. And because, Foggy is not just a musician, but a total every part of songwriting and recording head. Rob started drawing out on paper how that studio was put together, what attached to what, blah, 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 like really detailed stuff. And then Foggy gave me one of those along with a 6-page letter, which was his recollection of what everything that Rob sent to him.
Oh, how cool. What a sweet thing.
Yeah, and I'm so happy for Foggy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too. That's amazing.
You make a ukulele record and you have a legendary guy want to work with you?
That's the coolest. He must have just lost his mind. I'm so glad that it worked out that way. How cool.
Especially also getting together with Rob for lunch. Mm-hmm. It's insane. Because these stories end with these people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They're gone with this crew. All the giants are leaving us one by one. Also, we got the postcards from Lime Knife Girl Kelly from Thousand Islands. She sent a separate postcard to everybody.
Oh, thank you.
And also, I got something else kind of cool. I gotta find it here. This is, I guess, another email that was sent to us. It says, from a 30-year listener to Ronnie B. I work at the Big House Allman Brothers Band Museum in Macon, Georgia. Over the years, I have heard Ronnie mention his love for the brothers. Anytime you guys would care to visit, just let me know. I'll gladly take care of you. Macon's rich musical heritage makes for a great visit to town. The Almonds, Little Richard, Otis Redding, Capricorn Studios, etc. Wow. So that's one of my North Stars, Gail, that I'm going to have.
Good. Yeah.
As I get better.
Cool offer.
I'm going down to Macon. Yeah. Not only saying it all, but recording my covers.
Yes. Like I've always wanted.
Like I've always wanted to.
It's a dream.
Of course, I'll be doing, not just Greg Allman's voice, but also Little Richard, my good friend Otis Redding. It goes on and on. And none of those people get any respect from the Black Rock Coalition.
Yeah, why don't
and
they?
This is Black Music Month.
I know.
But this sounds like a lot of fun, Gail. Maybe the whole show can go down there.
Wouldn't that
we
be
do,
amazing?
yeah, we do a thing where I'm going to try to get all the original brothers and different people that worked on records. I'm going to sing my ass off. But
Yeah.
I'm going to just tell them, like I tell every producer, you get one take with me.
Yep.
If you don't fucking capture it, that's your fault.
You better nail it because that's all you get.
He also said he had a show topic. Is 1971 the best year in the history of albums? And we may have to go back and take a look at this because
I would
my
like to see
golden
the
era.
list. Yeah.
My golden era is 69 to, I'd say 73, but it might be 73 and a half. It might be part of 74. But when I feel like people were making the best organic music without naturally seeing people trying to write a hit, you know what I mean?
Right.
The album was more important to them than the top 40 charts. And after that, people started to turn Stevie Wonder like, hey, we can run through here, grab a bag and run out the back door and leave people, children with shitty music for the future. And it really hasn't turned out of that too much, but
That was, you think like by the mid 70s, you start to move into that.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When I talk
more
about the
buckets.
70s, I'm literally talking about the late 60s to the early 70s.
Right.
And even a lot of people I love, their songwriting got a little more corporate as the 70s went along.
Which is interesting because don't you feel like when people talk about the 60s, they really just mean the late 60s?
100%.
And then when you're talking about the 70s, you're talking about the late 60s, early 70s.
We're talking Jonesville. You know what I mean? We're talking
Right.
Jonestown celebration.
And then the 90s, I think when you're talking about the 90s, you're talking early to mid. And by the late, you start to shift into something else. So most people are like, it's a very 90s feel. You're never talking about the late 90s. You're talking about the early to mid.
You're literally talking 91, 92.
Yes.
When you're talking about the 90s. The amount of unbelievable albums that came out in like a 20-month period in the early 90s. And I remember yelling out one night, rock and roll will never die. And then moments later, it was dead.
Okay.
And it stayed dead.
I'll give you another one. When I'm talking about the 2000s or early aughts, I'm literally talking about the early aughts. I'm talking about 2000 to 2000. I'm going to cap it maybe at 4. I don't even think we might get into 5, is when I'm thinking of the feel and the vibe of the 2000s. We're probably already moving out of it by 5.
That was a very interesting thing. I think a lot of things that happened is because people were physically closer together
Yes.
in that scene. And I don't know if you can count on people to keep it up when they're not staring at that frenemy, the guy that they love, but they're jealous of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The closeness, probably.
So, Earl, I'm going to ask you, give us, and we're in no hurry to do this, but the top albums from the years that I'm talking about, because there's no sense in going out of that. And then if you want to add a 91, a 92, and early 2000s, we could play that game too.
Okay.
And I know if you want to go back to 66, 67, I get it. There's some great songs there, but a lot of them didn't last.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I will give you a song that was an absolute monster of a song, and you never hear it anymore. And that's White Rabbit.
Oh, I love that song, though.
And I think it's because that spacey, psychedelic thing.
Too psychedelic, perhaps.
It just doesn't last. It just doesn't mean as much as things go on.
Right. But I love that song so much.
I know, but when's the last time you've been driving in the car and someone pushed that into the fucking
You're right.
playlist on you?
And yet it should be, because it feels like good driving music.
I know. But you're not listening to classic rock and hearing a lot of Janis either. And Janis was a very big part of the early rock fucking albums. I don't even think you're hearing much Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Like if you're listening to a classic rock station?
Yeah, you're just driving down the road. You're more likely to hear Styx and Journey.
You are, yeah.
And that goes back to my Walt Frazier thing. If you remember Walt Clyde Frazier, you're probably dead. I bet dead people are constantly talking about that team.
Yeah.
But also, I will say this about Walt Frazier. He never was the guy. You know what I mean? No one ever said, oh, Walt Frazier is better than Jerry West. It just didn't happen that way. To be the guy, you got to probably be playing around a stink era and have a stink team. And I think that's the thing about this Knicks team that stands out, that they're better together than they are apart.
Right. Like they're an actual
play like a team.
Unit. Yeah.
I'm going to say this. They play like a team and they play like a dream.
Dream team.
See if there's a song called Team Weaver where it's all about how the Knicks...
Team Weaver.
Even if you...
Look at the Knicks, they're better when they're together. All right, we got a break here. Earl, you done with that list yet?
Yeah, I got a list of Noble albums from 71.
No. You're doing it so fast. I want you to do it all those years. I want us to be able... Look, am I going to say Hunky Dory belongs there? Or, of course, the Allman Brothers live album, which short list for the greatest live album that's ever been done. Matter of fact, when I go down to Macon to make my album, I'm not even sure what I want to do off that album. I'm probably just going to go, wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low.
Do you feel like a good title might be Making My Album?
Dudes, I mean, I don't know how you do it, that you took a short... I feel like Larry Tate right now when Darren Stevens came in with just a quick thing that he got help from his wife's witchcraft. But that is perfect. Making my album. My mama died and left me. Papa died and left me. I ain't good looking, baby, but I'm somewhat sweet and kind. Gone to the country. Baby, do you want to go? But if you can't make it, your sister Lucille said she'd like to go, and I sure would take her. It's kind of a bad thing to end up in an album like, if you're not coming, I'm taking your sister. Sure. And having the same experience as I did with you. That may be the greatest live album known to man. And we did it early on. Now, no such thing.
Oh, that's true.
I guess the Foo Fighters put the best live album together recently. It's time to do a live show, live read, as it says right here in the top of this paper. So this is a live show, and we're doing a live read.
I'm rarely, if ever, more impressed by the actual product than was shown in the ads, but that's 100% the case with my new Muddy Mat.
Honestly, the online ads do not do this mat justice. When wet paws or muddy feet hit a Muddy Mat, the exclusive Mud Lock fibers grab the water and dirt instantly.
Dolly could come in dripping wet after a swim or a bath, walk across the mat, and her paws come off dry. Watch a video of it. You will swear it's edited. It's not. Between kids and my dog, I used to mop every single day. Since putting down Muddy Mats, I haven't pulled the mop out in months.
Muddy Mat has 50,000 reviews. And listen to this, 4.7 stars. I mean, that's as close to impossible as you can get. 50,000 and 4.7 stars. It's the #1 dog mat on Amazon and the official anti-mud mat of the AKC. This is not a gimmick. Go to Amazon and search Muddy Mat, MUDDYMAT.
If you're a Prime member, it shows up same day in most metro areas. This is the single best home purchase I have made all year. I recommend you buy one for every door.
Search Muddy Mat, MUDDYMAT, on Amazon now.
Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show. Faction Talk 103, it's the Bennington Show.
I want the pants of somebody. I want to steal the meat from somebody. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want somebody's pants.
That's not how it goes.
How's it go?
Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to get the heat with somebody. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me.
Oh, I want to dance with somebody. And I want the heat from somebody. Oh, I want to dance with somebody.
With
somebody who loves me. What?
We were so close at the end.
I was close.
Bennington is back. That was Ron and Frankie. I'd love to see that on Making My Album. The new album that you'd cut. I don't know if that really fits the theme, but it would be great to get that track on there.
You know what? If I did a series of duets on these great Macon songs and I get different people to sing on it with me, I already got a couple ideas. I'd like to do one with Taylor Swift.
Yeah. She's big, I think.
Adele would be nice. Ed Sheeran. I think he and I could go fucking crazy with some Otis. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-ba-ba-bum, bum. By the way, people have written, have you seen that documentary on 1971? No, I have not. I tried to give it a start because Earl was pushing me to watch it. This is like years ago. But I hate when someone picks just one thing. You know what I mean?
I should mention, by the way, since you suggested it last week, I did get to watch the Martin Short documentary over the weekend, and I loved it because I love spending time with Marty Short. That's why I loved it.
Yeah, he's great. He's a sweetheart.
And, I should mention this, by the way. So last night I was streaming the Canadian Screen Awards because you cannot watch them here in the U.S. Why was I streaming it? Because Heated Rivalry was nominated for like 13 things, which won every single category it was nominated in, including Best Actor, Hudson Williams. I was very excited. But as I was watching it and watching their idea of an award show, their idea of the red carpet and the step and repeat, all I kept thinking is, I fucking love Canada so much.
Yeah.
To be a Canadian, to live in this world in which it's chill, the vibes are great, it's not too stuffy. No, do they have the same budget? But it would suck if they did. They're so creative. They're so cool. And I feel like I have had for a very long time a Canadian envy. Like, I want to be adopted by them. And I love it there.
The weird thing is I think they grow up with envy because the talented people in America make more money.
Sure.
And it's warmer in the winter.
Yes.
But so a lot of them move here. But if you start to put up, let's say, our best comedy actors against theirs, I mean, the chances are we're going to get our asses beat. And even dramatic actors. You got the two Ryans are from there.
It's really weird because I have had several Canadian friends who are living in the United States and now have citizenship, live here and work here. And it's the only country that I say why to. Like people come from the most beautiful places, the most cultured places and all over the world and come, especially being a New Yorker, it's an international city. So I've met people from many countries. And yet for some reason, when I make a friend who's from Canada, I go, why did you come here? Why are you doing this? Like, I just think it would be great to be a Canadian.
Yeah, 100%. It would be great to be Canadian. And I know so many great comics who come down and work the States. They're fantastic. Some of the most beautiful women I've ever met in my life. Canada. Here's the surprising part. A good amount of them, Western Canada. Vancouver.
Interesting, yes.
Vancouver, I don't understand what happened. They get a lot of beautiful women.
Hudson Williams is from Vancouver, and he is
there you go.
A beauty. He's a true beauty.
There, when we're talking about beautiful Canadian women, Hudson Williams comes to the top.
No, this is something also that I had to try to figure out. So one of the things the fans of the show were very excited to watch this because they cannot be nominated for Emmys because it is a Canadian show. It premiered on Crave. It's fully Canadian show. But why then was it that Schitt's Creek could sweep our awards here? Was it not a Canadian show? I feel like it was.
Well, they were Canadians, of course, the father and son team, first father and son team in the history of television. But I think they produced it in the States.
Okay.
They were all supposed to be in the States, right?
They never say that it's Canada. You're right about that. But I feel like it was fully filmed there. The cast is Canadian. I thought for sure that it would have been Canadian.
That's a good point. It may have been where they sold it. Maybe they didn't sell it to Canadian TV first.
Could be that.
By the way, Chris Stanley, not with us today, had some bad muscles or maybe just too many muscles.
Perhaps.
And it would be a good day for him to stay at home and poop.
It's a good day for him to do that.
Yeah, it's there's another thing that I want to get into. Maybe we'll do this today is probably the best day, but yesterday was Marilyn Monroe's birthday, the biggest sex symbol in America's history. 100 years old yesterday. And they talked to a lot of historians and stuff about her impact and what made her still famous with young people, like young people still get obsessed.
Yeah.
But they said if she was alive today, unfuckable at 100 years old, you would not want to have sex with her.
You think
because
so?
of the age of her vagina.
Even if she had gotten work done, she was very nice and tight in the face.
Do you know that when you bring up tight in the face, the number one thing out in the Hamptons is a vagina tightening.
Oh,
to take
yes.
the vagina and make it the size of a butthole. They said that's what the ladies want. They said they want to feel that pain as the men stay with them. I don't know if you can go back again. I'll be totally honest with you.
No.
I don't know if you can go home again.
No, I don't think you can. And I think a vaginoplasty, what is it called? Vaginoplasty?
No idea.
I think that's more exterior. I think that's dealing with the
No, this is straight interior too.
interior.
Yeah. They go, put your finger in your ass. Can you get it more than a couple inches? Because that's how far a penis is going to go in there now. Now, somebody wrote while we were talking about the Playboy story that I never bring up. Hey, have you ever thought of writing a biography? The only thing worse than reading a biography is writing a biography. But I have started a thing. I don't know whether it's a project or if it's just for me, but I've been recording stuff with me and my friend Rap. And this is a guy I've known since we were kids. You've heard him call the show or stop into the show over the years. We 6 weeks away in age, born at the same place, born at the same hospital, Sacred Heart in Chester, Pennsylvania. And now that I'm have this cancer, stage 4 cancer, Rap also has ALS.
Yeah.
And that's a real tough one. And we were going back and forth. So I've been recording some stuff with him. And a lot of it is the old stories because he has a much better memory than me.
It's good to have a friend like that because if you need somebody who's going to remember the details and who was there and when it happened, it's going to be him. He has a great memory, actually.
And it's not a lie. A lot of people's memory, like Flipper remembers everything, but wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
One time,
But
I had seen, Rap had come to stay with us when I was a little kid. I must have been in third grade. Later, I see him. Many years later, I'm like a young adult at this point. And he says, how are things going with Andrew? I go, Andrew? And he's like, you remember your boyfriend from third grade? Why would he remember? And by the way, I should say this. He gave his full name. I was like, why are you saying this? And he remembers conversations we had when I was in third grade about my third grade boyfriend. And I was like, you're hilarious that you would remember this conversation.
yeah, he's got a great mind. Fez had that for me professionally. He remembered everybody at every radio station, all the different things. He would get mad at people who misremembered anything. And Rap has that for my my sweet romantic teenage nights. And we were going over a bunch of stuff. And it's very weird. I'll just tell you this. The first part of our vacations was, hey, we would ride our bikes. I would come to your house on Saturday morning to watch wrestling because your mom had the best snacks. And, and we're really doing this Wonder Years life that we had that kids obviously aren't allowed to, go off for miles into the woods or just be away without anybody knowing where they are for a whole day and riding your bikes. And we'd go up to the Bolero, the bowling alley, and fucking start shit. And we were allowed to hang out there during the daytime and all this stuff that's just sweet. And then a switch happened. Mm-hmm. That was PCP, THC, and we all went in that direction. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we were the same kids at first, having fun. Our new adventure was these drugs. And eventually, it went to some pretty scary places.
Sure. It sure did.
And as that happened, we actually spent less time together instead of more time.
Right.
Together.
But that makes me sad because that makes me think of Stand By Me. And now I'm going to cry.
That's why Stand By Me is one of the all-time great religions. Great religions. It's like a religious movie to me because my mom would say when I was 8, 10 years old, don't go near the tracks. Stay away from the tracks. And I go, 100%. I'm not going to go to the tracks. And then we would go down to the tracks and walk it all the way down to where the mall was in Delaware because that was a straight shot. Mm-hmm. We weren't going to be on the street. No one was going to see us or yell at us or any of that kind of bullshit. And you just lied to your mom so much when you're kidding. And we would jump the trains when we could. We would walk the trains, but when one came down, and it's not like we went in the train. We jumped on the ladders and just held on to it.
Right. Until you jumped off. But it's not like
we
you're
knew,
going.
yeah. And it would be scary sometimes because it would pick up speed. You're like, I can't jump off here. I'll break my little fucking stupid neck.
It's stupid neck doing the thing that my mom asked me very specifically not to. And by the way, isn't that funny? Is that no matter if you have strict parents or loose parents, right? If they give you the edge, you're going to push the edge.
Right.
Isn't that fascinating? Even kids who are their parents were very hands off, probably weren't allowed to do something. And they were like, I think I'll do that thing though. I think I probably will.
Here's the thing. That's why I tell people send your kids to a Catholic school. Because at a Catholic school, you know, wearing your T-shirt out and getting in trouble, letting your hair fall a little bit over the back of the collar, that became a rebellious kid, you know. But to go to my school, the public school, you know, you pretty much had to bring a machete into the class and show everybody.
Like, okay, this kid's serious.
This kid has a machete.
I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, he took it next level.
That's what you have to do to be that kid in school. Just next level. Doesn't matter where the level is.
Right.
You just want one level more than they want you to. I've been noticing this, that I feel like there's starting to be some backlash finally to the smash burger.
It feels like there was a moment there in time in which if you were having a burger, it had to be smashed. And now I feel you hear so less about it, that like perhaps the smash bubble has burst.
Well, yeah, we're on the fucking cake pops or whatever these bullshit things
what's
are.
it's like, it's got like the little like sprinkles on the top.
Terrible.
I don't know, but it just went crazy over the weekend, and I was like, oh, what is it? And then I saw someone make it, and I go, well, that doesn't look very good at all. I don't want that.
It's a dot cake.
Dot cake, that's it.
The influencers have gotten it going.
It's so weird. It was like I didn't hear of a dot cake, and then the last 3 days, I've seen 15 videos on the dot cake, and I'm like, let me just watch one through and just see what we're dealing with here. Doesn't look that good. It looks like something you would give a 4-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure my kids would think it was really exciting, but why we adults would be getting excited about like a little cake in a cup with sprinkles on it, I don't know.
Here's the other thing. It's like we sit around and we talk about stuff that used to be our comfort food, like it needs to be reviewed by a 40-year-old woman who's going out to have lunch and wants us all, look at the cheese on this. Look, it's got onion. It's got tomato. Yes, it's a fucking burger.
You know what? How about this? Wine influencers, whiskey influencers, fucking, I don't know, drugs. Something for adults. But we got to stop with the childlike wonder. You know what I mean? I think you guys are taking a little too much care of your inner child.
I'll just say this. As a guy who's smoked cigars pretty much his whole adult life, the last thing I want to talk about is cigars. Yeah. When people come up to me in the street, they go, what are you smoking? I go, I'm smoking my own business. Okay?
Okay,
This
fair.
fucking cigar right here has nothing to do with you. I'd rather you came up and asked me to put my cigar out before you asked me where I got it, or God forbid, you fucking idiots, is that a Cuban? As if you're saying something magical that only a few people would understand. And I'd be like, oh my God, you're familiar with a Cuban cigar? You realize that a Cuban cigar was the finest cigar in 1962. Now the whole world has fucking passed them because they don't have enough water there.
Yeah. I don't even know if the lights are back on. There's too many stories to keep up with. I'm not really sure what's going on there.
That's not that the lights went out in Cuba. I don't know. They say we're actually thinking about doing a thing where we hit the beach there.
Jeez.
I don't know why we want to. I don't know what we're getting out of it. I don't think Cuba has anything that we want.
No.
I guess if I was a antique car collector, I'd like, let's fucking, they got all the antique cars. Let's get down there.
We need to understand the motivation here because it's not clear to us.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of people writing about that 1971 doc. That's why, that's Earl's obsession. If somebody else told him this is the thing, he's going to believe it's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of pissed off that we're not having that big concert that we wanted to have.
So many dropped out. I mean, here's the problem with it. So many people dropped out, and some folks even dropped out, even though they had to specify, "Hey, we weren't even asked." But I guess I'd like to officially say we aren't doing it, but we never were.
That was Young MC. I'm sure somebody said, "Oh, we could get Young MC. Don't worry about it."
That's what Milli Vanilli was the other one. Milli Vanilli had to put out a statement to go. And by the way, I think it's just one Milli or Vanilli. Like, there's not even two anymore.
One of them killed himself.
Yeah, and so they had to put out a statement saying we're not going to do the show, but also we weren't really asked. So, I don't know if this is an official dropout. Then
I think we could just still play their record.
Yeah,
and
why not?
have some kids come up and lip sync it.
Yeah, I mean that's a
Who's
weird
that
choice
hurt,
anyway.
Gail?
No one.
Who's that? Hurt?
That's a victimless crime.
Here's a thing somebody wrote about Foggy Otis's engineer there, the genius Rob Fromboni.
Mm-hmm.
Said, I met Rob Fromboni at the power station hanging out in the recording studio one night. His nickname was Rob Smoke-a-Boney. So that's a great nickname because, you know,
you're sure
a lot of people will call a marijuana cigarette a boney.
A boney. Yeah.
Here comes Rob, let's smoke a boney. Hey. Get laid, get fucked. Probably the greatest addition to any song in history.
Take that, Sweet Caroline.
Bam, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam. They were also before Sweet Caroline. No one remembers that. Earl, what's your favorite album from 1979?
79 or 71?
Well, 71. What's going on? Why don't you just pick it like you always do? That was my joke.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to, but I didn't know you were going to pause before saying it.
It's on like bing bong, and it's time for the Bennington Show, the only father-daughter radio.
Why we adults would be getting excited about like a little cake in a cup with sprinkles on it.
Don't you try to run off your list. We're doing a full list this week, Earl.
We're going to do the list.
Don't give it away. We're selling this. This is going out to our Patreon.
Yes.
All our beautiful subscribers.
I love our Patreon audience. I'm glad they get to hear me say poo whenever I want to.
Yes.
That's poo.
Because I'm so tired of you being censored.
I'm self-censored. You know what I mean? I watch myself.
That's polite.
Because I'm like, who's listening now? You know? For all I know, it's some woman who hates the word poo.
Woman.
Are you off to poo?
I'm not going to say it because we're going to do this, but now I just realized that I think I do know my 71 album, but I shan't say it until we...
I want you to say it.
No.
That way Earl feels bad.
No, I don't want to make Earl feel bad.
I got to say the Allman Brothers. He got to say whatever. What is it?
Okay, I hope I'm right on the year, but is Madman Across the Water?
I think it came a little after that.
Oh, no.
You're correct. But Gail, you're correct.
Which one?
Gail, you're
Gail's
correct. Yes, 71.
Okay.
Ooh, I
That's
thought
in my
it was
number
All
one
right.
spot right now.
Look how early this motherfucker peaked. So what was the other album? Fucking 1970
Yeah.
by Elton. Tumbleweed Connection.
I think Tumbleweed was 72. But
Are you telling me Tumbleweed Connection came after Madman? You're a fucking nut, Earl.
I think
this is why we can't trust you.
You're coming up
70,
with the list?
Yes. It was 70. I'm sorry.
What was 70?
Tumbleweed Connection was 1970.
So you're saying it came before Madman?
Yeah, it came before Madman.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
I'm having my Rob Fromboni fucking moan it here because I would have lost money on Jeopardy. Although I doubt very much Jeopardy would have asked this question. To those fucking nerds.
Even if I got it right, I would have forgot to put it in the form of a question. I'm not doing that. It feels like a weird formality and a kink. And it's like, sorry, I'm not playing your game. Just give you the answer that I think you're asking.
What is Madman Across the Water? Well, it's an album, you dummy. What the fuck are you asking me for? You're supposed to be smart enough to be in this game. Starting to sound like 1970s the fucking year.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam. My brother went to this rock concert in 1972 in Puerto Rico. All these bands were booked. It was going to be Woodstock in the Sun. It's completely forgotten about, this thing. And it was a lot of great bands. And what happened is, it was the Fire Festival of its fucking time.
Yes.
They got down there. They had problems with everything they were guaranteed. It was and it was an incredible ticket price at the time. It was like $140 for 3 days. Nothing came close to that kind of price. You know what I mean? You were paying like $8 a fucking concert in those days. So they get down there. They didn't have all the facilities. There wasn't enough food. People were lying in the sun in Puerto Rico, which, if you're not ready for that sun, will burn you in half. And our sunblock in that day was called suntan oil. So you just put some oil on your skin so you would get a deeper tan. So that went bad. There was some accidental deaths. There was some murders. The whole thing was fucked up. So my brother calls home and he's like, are you guys seeing this on TV? And, you know, my parents are like, what? No, there's nothing on TV. They're like, dude, this is 1972. We get a half hour of fucking news a night, and most of it is about Vietnam or Watergate. So we got nothing for you. So they ended up, you know, in this fucking weird thing. Well, I found out that was the debut of a young entertainer whose first album flopped because they had fucked up the engineering and the whole thing. It was Billy Joel went down there and fucking played, and nobody knew who he was, and he had, you know, kicked some ass. And I said to my brother, did you see Billy Joel down there? He goes, Billy fucking Joel wasn't down there. It was a rock concert. I go, stop bringing that prejudice to the table. But he was completely unknown. There would be no, right. I don't even think he had a band with him. I don't think you'd be paying attention to some guy. Right. But it's so weird how some things, you know, you look at Altamont, it's like one concert that people talk about forever because of the murders that took place.
Yeah.
I just fed you. Puerto Rico, the sun, hippie girls. Why isn't this fucking remembered?
Yes.
Why isn't this a big deal?
Why isn't this a movie? Feels like it could be a good movie. By the way, I've talked about weird jinxy stuff. You sent me something over the weekend. It was a historical thing that I had never known before. And I was like, this would make such a good book or movie. It would be such a good piece of like kind of historical fiction that I don't even want to talk about it because I'm like, what if I want to write it? It was that good. And I had never known about it and I was fascinated.
What's that?
Well, I don't want to say it. It's for later. Like, that's how weird I am about it. Because I was like, literally started Googling, has anybody ever wrote a book about this, wrote a movie? But it has to do with your neck of the woods and a history thing to jog your memory.
Marcus Hook?
Yes. Okay, Don't say anymore. Because I was like so fascinated.
Could I just say who?
No, don't. I'm serious.
Hey, this is really cute. Playboy sent us this thing when our friend Shelley Jones made the cover of Playboy magazine, and then there was pictures of me, her, and Ronnie inside. But look at that picture, Gail, and see if you could tell what kind of jacket I'm wearing right now before we end the show.
Okay, let me see. I'm going to zoom in on your jacket.
Yeah.
Which jacket is this? This is very familiar. Like, I'm trying to remember. Like, the color scheme is really familiar to me. Did you wear it often? I feel like I
don't think
remember.
so. This was given to me by a basketball team in Florida. It's an Orlando Magic jacket.
Oh, my God.
It was at the one short fucking period of time that the Orlando Magic was fucking hip.
Yes.
Because they had Shaq and Little Penny.
Yeah.
And then
that
the
was
league
the era.
took Shaq away and handed him and 3 straight championships to the Los Angeles Lakers.
So weird. And
You know
why
what?
did they?
Bigger market.
Bigger market.
Just
yeah.
a smaller market attack. You know what Orlando got for that?
What?
Bop kiss.
No way.
Nada. Zilch. Thank you for everybody. Tomorrow starts my second chemo. Wish I was saying I'm really ready to attack this, but just going to do my best with it.
Yes.
I kind of sometimes feel like when people say fight, I don't know what that means, but I guess it means do all the stuff that you don't want to do. Just do it. Just do it like it isn't your body at all.
Mm-hmm.
I have to just tell you, this is a much different life that I'm living than my whole life up to this point.
Yeah. Everything changed. Everything shifted. And everything is different.
I mean, am I crazy when I said that, Gail? No. I never used to go get chemo.
No, I don't even remember you doing that once before.
I never used to spend the days with doctors and nurses answering questions.
I'm starting to even wonder if you even had a port before this. I think you didn't.
I'm embarrassed to say this, but this is my first port at this time. Was Portcast a one-off, or are we doing it again?
No, you got to do it again. It was so great. People yearn for the Portcast.
Well, we got to get going. Earl wanted a song to end with 1971. You know why? He wants to give it away for free. We're selling this to our Patreon.
Yes, this is supposed to be behind a paywall, Earl.
The second paywall, not the Sirius XM.
No,
paywall.
this is a whole nother paywall. You
our
guys have
own
to
personal paywall. I call it the Wonder Wall, but it's not catching on at all because a lot of people don't like Britpop at all. All right, so we're up and out of here. I'm on my way to Chemo Town. Gonna take you to Chemo Town. But let's end this with the forgotten classic, if you were. Let me take you back to a different time in San Francisco, the late 60s.